Well, hey guys, it's Kevin again. And look, I don't usually do videos on movie news and things like that. That's just not something that I usually talk about. There's stuff that I'll comment on like Twitter and things like that. But most of the time when it comes to movie news, I either don't really have time to talk about it because I have other videos like clouding the schedule, or I just don't really have a lot to say about that specific situation. So I just kind of stay quiet about it. But this is one of those cases where I feel like I just have to make a video about this, just to talk about this whole situation of what's gone down with No Time to Die. So we'll just get into it. So for those of you who don't know, which I feel like there's very few at this point that don't know, No Time to Die, the highly anticipated final Daniel Craig film, the final film that he was going to do as James Bond, it has been pushed all the way back to November 25th. It was originally supposed to come out on April 10th. Everyone was like really excited to see it. They literally just put tickets out yesterday, and it's been all the way delayed now to November 25th. So right off the bat, yeah, this is very upsetting news. This is definitely very unfortunate for sure, for a couple reasons. I mean, one, they literally just put tickets out. It's a lot of people were excited to see this movie. IMAX and Dolby, they released the show times. They said when it was going to come out. They even released like a marathon that they were going to do. So they were all set to release this movie. So there's that. And that's obviously unfortunate. But also, a lot of people were just really excited for it. The marketing has been great lately. They've really been promoting it a lot. They've really been doing a lot to get people psyched for this movie. I've seen a lot of like TV spots, and especially lately, they've just had some really good publicity for it. So a lot of people were excited for it, and then it gets delayed. And look, again, I will say right now, regardless of this being a very devastating decision, I think it's a pretty practical move. I really do think this was the right move for sure, for a couple reasons. I mean, make no mistake. I will say right now, I don't think this has anything to do with the film's quality. I don't think this has anything to do with something that's gone down behind the scenes. I think this has absolutely everything to do with the fear and the ongoing the ongoing problem of this coronavirus. And look, it's not something I'm going to talk about for very long because I don't usually talk about that kind of stuff on my channel. But yeah, this virus is a bitch. There's always that fear of what could happen. And I think that's really what this is about. It's not so much what's going to happen, it's what could happen. They are trying to be as prepared as possible. And that's what's so scary about it, is just how unpredictable of a virus this whole thing really is. Everyone's worried, how this could expand, how it's going to affect other people, how global this could get, how deadly it could get. Everyone's really paranoid about that. So it does make a lot of sense to delay it. I think it is actually a very good business move. It shows that they're thinking ahead. It shows that they are taking all of the precautions possible. They're really trying to be careful about when they release this. And obviously, because the fact this virus is a thing, a lot of people are scared of going to the theaters. They want to try to be, as careful as possible with what they see. A lot of people don't go to the movie theaters a lot these days anyway. I feel like recently there's definitely been an improvement with that. But in general, when it comes to a big release like No Time to Die, this is a movie that likely everyone was going to see. I think even if you don't go to the movies that much, a lot of people were going to see it. So those moviegoers that don't go all that much to the theater, they don't really go outside of their home, they don't really go out of their way to go to a theater. It does make a lot of sense in hindsight that they move it to November. I think it also is a good move because if you look back to the Bond films, not just the Craig ones, but dating all the way back to the Pierce Brosnan films, literally every single one of them have come out towards the end of the year. So it does actually make a lot of sense, I think, to put it in November. In fact, I think from the beginning, it probably should have come out in November because it would have been weird to see a Bond film in April. And I think that definitely is a good move in that way. So I do think that this is definitely the right move. I do think business-wise, this does make a lot of sense. This isn't one of those things where I'm shaking my head as to why they did did this. I can totally understand why they decided to go about it in this way. I can totally understand why they decided to release it, to delay it when they did. With the whole fear of the coronavirus coupled with the film not performing as well financially, I can definitely understand that. There's a lot of factors that were against this film because of that. However, I will definitely say that it does not take away from the fact that this is a very, very, this was definitely very poorly timed in that way. And I do think the one mistake they absolutely made was deciding to put the tickets on sale when they did. If they had any doubt in their mind that this movie wasn't going to come out when it was, I don't think they ever should have put those tickets on sale. And I don't know if they don't have a say with that and things like that. I don't really know how that whole process works, but I don't really understand why you would then put your tickets on sale if you then 2 days later say, oh, this movie's actually not coming out. Like, I literally had my tickets. I was ready to go. I was all set pretty much. So there's that, and that's definitely very unfortunate. And this would have been like, guys, like, let's say Avengers Endgame put their tickets on sale. They were ready to go. Everyone was so hyped to see it at the end of April. And then all of a sudden it's delayed to like fucking December or something like that. Like, that's what this is like, basically. And again, I understand they want this movie to perform really well. And I think I speak for everyone when I say there isn't a bigger blockbuster coming out, minus maybe Godzilla versus Kong, which we'll get to that in a little bit. I don't even know if that movie's going to come out now, honestly. Besides that, Godzilla versus Kong, there isn't really a big blockbuster coming out this year that I think is on the same level as No Time to Die. They want this to be the most financially successful film of the year. They want this film to rack up in millions and to rack in billions of dollars and things like that. They want this film to perform really well. So it does make a lot of sense in that way to delay it when they did. I completely do understand that. They don't want the film to underperform and things like that. So again, that's something else that I can completely understand. But the one thing that is very unfortunate about this, and the one thing that definitely is probably the most disappointing for me, is that if you guys don't know, for the past 2 months, me and my good friend 22 Tiger, we've actually been watching every single Bond film prior to the release of No Time to Die. In fact, we literally just watched A View to a Kill yesterday, and I'm gonna be 100% honest, a lot of them do not hold up all that well. A lot of them are very hard to watch for sure, but we were done with the Moore films. We were ready to go to the Dalton ones tomorrow, actually, because we always watch one every Tuesday and Thursday. So now we're gonna have to delay that. And we had a whole video plan. We were going to rank every single, Bond, actor that's played Bond, things like that. I still do want to do that. We're just going to have to delay that to September now. We'll watch the Dawn ones in September, the Brosnan ones in October, and the Craig ones in the Craig ones in November. So we'll do it that way. In fact, we might even now do a video prior to that, just so you guys have something to tide you over, because we've already seen so many. So there's that. Again, that's not a huge situation. We'll make do with it, and it's fine. I'm perfectly fine with moving it all the way to September. It is what it is, and at least we'll still be able to continue this marathon. That's not a problem at all. But going to what James Bond 007 in the comments say here, in terms of Godzilla versus Kong, I really don't think that's going to come out in November now. I would not be surprised if in a few weeks we see yet another article saying that Godzilla versus Kong has been delayed again, just because of the fact that why would anyone want to compete with James Bond now? Why would anyone want to release a film this close? I mean, Godzilla versus Kong literally comes out a week before No Time to Die. And so I don't think that film is going to do all that well now, because No Time to Die is going to crush it. Make no mistake. No Time to Die has zero competition now. Godzilla versus Kong, I don't think is going to do very well at all. It didn't have much competition to begin with, to be honest, but especially now, I feel like people are, if they keep promoting this movie to the level that they have, release a new trailer, marketing, all that kind of stuff, I feel like this film is going to do even better than it was originally going to. And so I really do think it would be wise to just move Godzilla versus Kong entirely. I don't know when exactly they move it now, but move it to like sometime next year. I don't think that's going to come out now, which is fine for me because I was planning to watch all the Godzilla and Kong films, and now I can't really do that because the Bond films will interfere with that. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about the situation. It's very unfortunate for sure. To be honest, I don't really know if anything's going to replace this. I don't really know if anything's going to come out on that day. I was talking to my friends about how, oh, guys, do you think they're going to have something big to put in No Time to Die's spot? But honestly, the movie is only under a month away of its original release. So why would any film want to risk that? Why would any film want to move to that spot now when there's been just not enough time to promote it? There hasn't been enough time to get people excited for it. So I feel like it does make sense. Unless you're like Avengers Endgame or something, why would anyone dare to like move their film that close? It doesn't make sense to me why anyone would want to do that. So to be honest, I don't know if anything is going to come out on April 10th now. No Time to Die was supposed to be like the only release of that month. And I really don't think anything's going to come out, minus maybe some like stupid comedy or something like that they'll move to. Like maybe they'll move the fucking Lovebirds to like that week or something because they need something to come out. I do think something is going to come out on that month, but it's probably going to be a much smaller film than it was originally going to be. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about this situation, guys. Like I said, I do think, for those who are just coming in, I do think business-wise, this is the right decision. I can totally understand why they decided to go in this direction. I do think that it makes a lot of sense financially. I think that the fact that Bond films have performed really well in the November to December window, I feel like that also makes a lot of sense. But it is obviously a very unfortunate situation considering they just put the tickets on sale and so many people were excited. And how Billie Eilish's song, her Bond theme is already out. People have been listening to it since February. So it definitely does suck that it had to come to this. But unfortunately, with the paranoia and the overall just unpredictability of this coronavirus, I do think in the end it is going to be the right decision. I do think this is something that in hindsight, when we see the movie, we'll be like, yeah, they definitely made a smart move there. And if they keep the marketing up and things like that, I do think this film is going to perform very well. It just kind of sucks because in terms of April, there's just not as much to get excited about now. I was so ready for this movie and it's not going to come out, but it is what it is. I'll wait till November. I'm still very hyped for it and I'm perfectly fine waiting till then, just because it just gives me a little bit more freedom to like watch some other stuff. I don't have Bond movies like clouding the schedule constantly and I can just hold off until September, maybe even rewatch some of the ones that I've seen. Maybe I'll have time to do that. But either way, guys, that's really it for this video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you guys saw of this situation overall. Love your thoughts on it. How you feel about them moving the release, how you feel about what's going to happen to other films that were coming out around that time, which, like I said, I feel like other films that are coming out now are kind of screwed, but it just would love to hear your perspective on it, all that kind of stuff. I don't usually do movie news like this, but if you guys like this video, let me know if you guys want to see more videos done like this because I don't normally talk about this kind of stuff. But either way, guys, for this video, hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you guys in my next video and we'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.